this quarterback, but when you have 12, you have to believe.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the best NFL stars ever to play the game. We'll be looking at a broad spectrum of talent across different eras and considering their career stats, impact on the game, legacy, and how they represented their position.
Boy, we are going to play a football game tonight.
Number 25, Otto Graham. This World War II veteran won a National Basketball League championship before signing on to play quarterback with the Cleveland Browns in 1946.
To watch Otto Graham was to watch a winner. Automatic Otto was the Browns' quarterback for 10 seasons.
During his first season, Graham averaged 10.5 yards per pass and had a passer rating of 112.1, a record that would stand for over 40 years. He turned the team into a true dynasty, taking them to the championship 10 years in a row and winning 7 times. Not even the 2000s Patriots can claim that. As a prolific pocket passer and a great scrambler, Graham would have been right at home in today's NFL.
Otto certainly has to be one of the best of all time. All you got to do is look at his accomplishments.
In fact, today's Cleveland Browns would probably be thrilled to have him. Number 24, Emmitt Smith. He still holds the record for most career rushing yards with 18,355, which he set back in 2002.
Emmitt Smith has eclipsed Walter Payton as the NFL's all-time rushing leader, and somewhere, sweetness is smiling.
In fact, during his 15 years in the league, Smith was a record-breaking machine. He ran for over 1,000 yards for 10 of those seasons and hoisted the Lombardi Trophy 3 times during the Cowboys' 1990s dynasty. Smith wasn't a flashy runner. He just consistently outplayed his opponents game after game. He barreled through linebackers, outsprinted safeties, and racked up yards after contact like it was going out of style.
As a runner, I can do a lot of things. I can run you over. I can shake you down. I can run around you. I can go through you if I had to.
Unsurprisingly, he was voted into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot in 2010. Number 23, Ronnie Lott. 4 Super Bowl wins, 10 Pro Bowl appearances, number retired by his team. If you can name a football accolade, safety Ronnie Lott has probably earned it.
Lott made Swiss Army knives jealous of his versatility.
He was drafted by the 49ers in 1981 and had 3 pick-sixes in his rookie season alone. He was known for his hard-hitting style of play, particularly at a time when player safety was taken a lot less seriously than it is today. Fans often point to an incident in 1986 as evidence of Lott's toughness. In the final game of the 1985 season, Lott shattered the tip of his pinky finger. Surgery to repair the bone would have prevented him from starting the following season, so he had it amputated instead. Now that's dedication to the game.
He is a legend of the game, not just a guy who played. He's what the game is all about.
Number 22, Rod Woodson. It takes a truly incredible athlete to make it to the Pro Bowl at 3 different positions.
Rod became a great player at 3 different positions: cornerback, strong safety, and free safety.
Woodson primarily played cornerback, but he was also a kick returner and moved to the safety position later in his career. He holds NFL records for fumble recoveries and pick-sixes and went to the Super Bowl with 3 different teams: the Steelers, Ravens, and Raiders. Not many players have the stamina to play into their late 30s, especially those who suffered as many injuries as Woodson. But in 2002, at the age of 37, he led the league in interceptions with 8 on the season. Since retiring in 2004, he's been a coach, an analyst, and even an in-game commentator.
I would argue that maybe the greatest defensive back that ever played.
Number 21, Ray Lewis. Forget the '85 Bears. The 2000 Ravens were a historically great defense. That season, they allowed just 184 points across 20 games, including the Super Bowl.
What determines who's better or not is the heart. Am I just trying to get there to make a play? Or am I trying to get there to break your will?
That's an average of 9 points per game. Ray Lewis played linebacker for the team for 17 years, and he's one of the main reasons the defense became so deadly. He holds the records for the most career solo and combined tackles, plus the most solo tackles in a season with 156, almost 10 per game. This man was absolutely terrifying to play against. He wasn't even that big for a linebacker, but he seemed to come out of nowhere and flatten his opponents with a supernatural amount of force.
My name in this game has to go down as the greatest ever. And not linebacker. I'm talking about one of the greatest players to ever play this game.
Number 20, John Elway. Younger fans might think that the dual-threat quarterback is a new innovation, but like Otto Graham before him, Elway was dangerous with both his arm and his legs.
He could take a bad play and turn it into a good one. He had the athletic mobility to get out of trouble.
And we do mean dangerous. On his first day of practice at Stanford University, he broke 2 wide receivers' fingers with his ridiculously powerful passes. During his 16-year career with the Broncos, he took the team to 5 Super Bowls and won the last 2. After winning the second one, he became the oldest Super Bowl MVP in history at the age of 38, until Tom Brady broke that record in 2017. At one point, Elway had 33 different Broncos franchise records, for everything from career completions to winning percentage to total touchdowns.
In that situation where everything's against you and no one's expecting you to do it and you get it done, that's exactly what you play for.
Number 19, Bo Jackson. Several of the guys on our list played more than one professional sport, but Bo Jackson is the only human in history to be named to the Pro Bowl and the MLB All-Star Game.
Bo was just like, I want to do this, I'm going to do it, I want to do that, I'm going to do that. He was a freak.
He was drafted into both leagues straight out of college, but decided to sign with the Kansas City Royals and pursue a career in baseball. However, the following year, 1987, Al Davis convinced Jackson to sign with the LA Raiders too, telling him that he could miss NFL games to play baseball if necessary. Jackson's football career was short but incredible.
What might have been is one of the great runners of all time.
He averaged 6.8 yards per carry in his rookie season, and his 221 rushing yards against the Seahawks is still a Monday Night Football record. Number 18, Deion Sanders. Bo Jackson is the only man to be an All-Star in 2 sports. Deion Sanders is the only man to play in a Super Bowl and a World Series.
Deion Sanders continues to be a major player in the 1992 World Series.
He's also the only person on the planet to hit an MLB home run and score an NFL touchdown in the same week. For the record, he didn't just play in a Super Bowl, he won 2 of them with the 49ers and the Cowboys. In that second one, he played both corner and wide receiver.
He came to the NFL with glitzy nicknames, Neon Deion and Prime Time, then backed them up with performances that ensured he would also be called one of history's best.
In another ridiculous world's first, he became the only Super Bowl player to ever catch a pass on offense and get an interception on defense. Number 17, Anthony Munoz. Not many MVP-level quarterbacks would be where they are without solid offensive line play. And that's exactly what Anthony Munoz was for 13 years in the league. Solid as a brick wall.
Anthony Munoz quickly put to rest all concerns about his durability. In his 13 seasons, he missed only 3 games due to injury.
Although he was plagued by injuries, the Bengals' left tackle missed only 3 games during his first 12 seasons. Quarterback Ken Anderson took 46 sacks during the 1979 season, the year before Munoz was drafted. The following year, Anderson was sacked just 24 times. Munoz went to 11 straight Pro Bowls and 2 Super Bowls, and helped both his quarterbacks win MVPs.
He was so consistently proficient for his entire career. The day he retired, I didn't see any difference in the way he played offensive tackle, which is extraordinary.
That's probably why ESPN named him the greatest offensive tackle of all time. Number 16, Deacon Jones. This defensive end was so absurdly talented they had to invent a new stat just for him.
In 14 NFL seasons, David Deacon Jones played for the Rams, Chargers, and Redskins. A 5-time first-team All-Pro, Jones's most effective pass rushing maneuver was the head slap.
Prior to Jones entering the league in 1961, the NFL didn't track quarterback sacks. In fact, the term didn't even exist. Jones himself coined the word. The league didn't start crediting sacks to specific players until the 80s, but researchers have determined that Jones recorded 173.5 during his 14 seasons. Though he retired more than 50 years ago, he still has the 3rd most sacks of any defender.
Football has many superstars, but only one Superman, Deacon Jones.
After his death in 2013, the NFL created the Deacon Jones Award, which is presented each year to the player who, of course, records the most sacks. Number 15, Patrick Mahomes. Hardcore fans might think Mahomes is too young to be on our list, but he took the Chiefs to the AFC title game 7 years in a row, beginning with his first season as a starter.
He just finds ways to win the game. Week in, week out, year in, year out.
He already has 3 Super Bowl rings, and somehow it feels like he's just getting started. Mahomes' style of play has revolutionized the NFL. No matter how much defensive pressure he faces, he always seems to find an open man or a hole to run through.
At any moment, man, he can make some kind of highlight play on your team.
It's not always pretty, but it is very effective. He's also missed only 2 games due to injury so far, meaning he's durable. We suspect he'll be lighting up the league for a very long time. Number 14, Dan Marino. Football was a run-first sport until a couple of rule changes in 1978 made passing attacks more viable. Marino was drafted by the Dolphins in 1983 and was one of the major players who helped turn the NFL into a pass-heavy league.
Dan Marino was the 6th quarterback selected in the 1983 NFL Draft. In only his 2nd year, he shattered the single-season records for passing yards and touchdowns.
He set a ridiculous number of records during his 17 seasons with the team. He was the first QB in history to pass for over 5,000 yards in a season, with 5,084 in 1984. That record stood for 27 years. He still holds the records for lowest sack percentages in a season and a career thanks to his ability to get the ball out lightning fast. That perfect spiral is a thing of beauty to football fans.
When Dan Marino retired in 1999, he held every meaningful career record for a quarterback. Most passing yards, completions, and touchdowns.
Number 13, Joe Green. Pittsburgh was one of the worst teams in the league when they drafted Green 4th overall in 1969. But they went on to become an absolute juggernaut in the 1970s thanks in part to him.
He's here to win. He's here to beat that guy across from him, and he's not going to be nice about it.
He was a vicious tackle. They didn't call him Mean Joe for nothing. He was known for hard hits, a wicked temper, and remarkable durability. Together, Green and D-line coach George Perlis invented the stunt 4-3 alignment. This move had Green lining up at an angle between offensive linemen and basically made him impossible to block. It helped him win 4 Super Bowl titles with the Steel Curtain during the 1970s.
Walking amongst the guys, my head was this big. You know, it felt that way. To be a Steeler and wear the black and gold, yeah, it was special. And I think the journey is what made it so sweet.
Number 12, Dick Butkus. Deacon Jones once said that when Dick Butkus hit you, he wasn't trying to put you in the hospital. He was trying to put you in the cemetery.
Dick made big things happen when he hit people. I mean, that's the one thing that he could do to change the game. It was just awesome.
The legendary Bears middle linebacker struck terror into the hearts of offenses. In addition to his punishing tackles, he was known for biting opponents and poking them in the eyes in pileups. And he wasn't just a hard hitter, he was fast and agile too. No one on the field was safe. The NFL didn't track forced fumbles at the time, but many have speculated that Butkus would easily hold the season-long record. The Bears never made the playoffs during his tenure, but Butkus still secured his legacy as the most feared tackler of all time.
I want to just let them know that they've been hit, and when they get up, they don't have to look to see who was that hit them. It shouldn't be any puzzle. When they come to, they got to say, well, it must have been Butkus that got me.
Number 11, Johnny Unitas. The NFL probably wouldn't be what it is today without him.
It's not important whether Unitas was the greatest. He is the quarterback for all time in the same sort of category as Babe Ruth.
Though he was drafted by the Steelers in 1955, he was cut before the season started and ultimately ended up with the Baltimore Colts. At that time, many NFL games weren't even televised, and football lagged far behind baseball in popularity. But Unitas was exciting to watch, and he drew lots of new fans to the game. He innovated the hurry-up offense, and his dynamic, fast-paced passing attack was like nothing seen before. Unitas took Baltimore to 3 NFL championship titles and a Super Bowl win, and he led the league in touchdown passes from 1957 to 60. His record of 47 straight games with a TD pass stood for 52 years.
From 1957 through 1960, Johnny U set a record by throwing at least 1 touchdown pass in 47 consecutive games. That record still stands, and no one has ever come close to breaking it.
Number 10, Randy Moss. When he came onto the scene in 1998 after playing just 2 years of college football, this 6'4" wide receiver became an instant superstar.
Throughout his career, he was always considered one of the league's most dangerous weapons.
His rookie record of 17 touchdown receptions with the Vikings still stands, as does his single-season record of 23 touchdown catches. His unique combination of size, strength, and speed enabled him to fight off defenders and bring down contested catches. He bounced around the league playing for 5 different teams over 14 seasons and going to the Super Bowl with both the Patriots and the 49ers. He broke plenty of other receiving records, but the numbers don't tell the whole story.
Randy Moss is the greatest single talent at the wide receiver position to ever play the game.
You just have to watch him play. Number 9, Peyton Manning. You could make an argument that he's the greatest quarterback of all time. On a per-season basis, the numbers would back you up.
Peyton Manning is the only 4-time MVP in NFL history. In 10 of his first 12 seasons, he led the Colts to 10 or more wins. But his greatest legacy may be his mental approach. Manning has turned the art of quarterbacking into a science.
But if we were going to list every record Peyton Manning ever broke, we'd be here all day. What made him truly great was his cerebral approach to football. He studied the game like no one ever had. His ability to analyze defenses and call audibles consistently left opponents scratching their heads. Manning's hurry-up offense and 2-minute drill were things of beauty. He's still the only quarterback to take multiple teams to multiple Super Bowls, and still holds the single-season passing touchdown record with 55. No other quarterback has even come close.
When I'm out there playing football, I want every play to be just perfect.
Peyton Manning, just a machine.
And when you win, it's the greatest feeling in the world. There's nothing like it.
Number 8, Reggie White. This defensive end started his pro career in the USFL. When it went under in 1985, White signed with the Eagles and immediately became a dominant force.
One man changed your offensive thinking for the entire game.
During his 8 years in Philly, he averaged a sack a game and became known as the Minister of Defense. But that wasn't his only contribution to the sport. In 1992, he was the lead plaintiff representing the Players Union in a class action lawsuit against the NFL. The legal victory removed many of the restrictions placed on free agents at the time, giving players much more leeway to decide their own fates. White spent the next 6 years with the Packers, won a Super Bowl, and finished with the second most sacks of any player ever.
You know, Reggie, he was a special player. One of the greatest players of all time.
Number 7, Joe Montana. Joe Cool's Super Bowl performances alone would be enough to land him on this list.
By the mid-'80s, Joe Montana was a 2-time Super Bowl champion and a 2-time Super Bowl MVP.
He went 4 times in the 1980s and won all 4 of them. Over the course of those games, he threw 11 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, and became the first player to win 3 Super Bowl MVPs. His incredible calm and clutch situations inspired his nickname. His 3-minute, 92-yard game-winning drive in Super Bowl 23 was a work of art, the kind of thing fans live for. The Bengals were powerless to stop San Francisco as they marched down the field, and Montana looked like he barely broke a sweat. By the time he retired in 1995, he'd set a ton of records and cemented his status as a legend.
There may have been passers more imposing physically and more impressive statistically, but no big-game quarterback was more awe-inspiring.
Number 6, Barry Sanders. The numbers are only half the story for this running back. You just have to see him play. Barry Sanders was so fast, light on his feet, and evasive, he was practically untackleable.
Each of Barry Sanders' 10 seasons was a masterpiece. He rushed for at least 1,100 yards every year he played, and 6 times was a first-team All-Pro.
He led the league in rushing yards 4 out of his 10 years in the NFL, and he never averaged less than 4.3 yards per carry in the regular season. During his spectacular 2,000-yard season in 1997, he averaged an unbelievable 6.1 yards per carry. Unfortunately, he played for the Lions. In July 1999, he shocked the sports world by suddenly retiring, citing frustration with management and the team's persistent failure.
His most breathtaking move came when he walked off the stage, retiring at age 30, less than 1,500 yards short of the NFL's all-time rushing record.
If he'd played somewhere else, he might have lasted another 5 years and broken every record they had. Number 5, Walter Payton. You know those running backs that can leap over a pile-up, make guys miss, and drag a pack of defenders into the end zone? That was sweetness. Modern running backs owe much of their success to him.
Walter Payton was more than just a great runner. He was the most complete football player in the history of the game.
He innovated the stutter step, a move that every running back now uses. He also brought back the stiff arm, which was unpopular when he entered the league in 1975. Payton was a spectacular receiver and blocker, and he still holds the record for the most career touchdown passes by a running back with 8.
Sweetness knew toughness and what it took to reach the mountaintop.
Besides all that, he was just a good guy. After his death from cancer at only 46 years old, the NFL renamed its most prestigious honor, the Man of the Year award, after Payton. Number 4, Lawrence Taylor. You know a linebacker's good when coaches have to invent entire new offensive schemes to deal with him.
His freakish athleticism and sheer relentlessness made him a new kind of linebacker, one the league had never seen and could rarely stop.
Lawrence Taylor was drafted 2nd overall by the Giants in 1981, and by the end of training camp, his teammates had nicknamed him Superman. He was big, strong, fast, and smart, known for his lightning-fast blitzes and bone-crushing sacks. Prior to his career, running backs were usually assigned to block blitzing linebackers, but no running back could take on Taylor. Washington coach Joe Gibbs created the H-back position, and the 2 tight ends set in an attempt to stop him. With Taylor on the field, the Giants went from a 4-win team to 2-time Super Bowl champs.
He is certainly among
the very greatest players to ever play this game.
Number 3, Jim Brown. He played in the NFL for 9 seasons, and he was named to the Pro Bowl and an All-Pro for every one of them.
In 9 record-setting seasons, Jim Brown led the league in rushing 8 times. Brown was a 3-time MVP. He is the only runner ever to average over 100 yards per game and over 5 yards per carry for a career.
Drafted by the Browns in 1957, he was the first player to pass 100 rushing touchdowns, even though there were only 12 games in a season during the first 4 years of his career. Jim Brown holds dozens of NFL and Browns franchise records, most of which have never been broken. But the craziest has to be his career average of 104 rushing yards per game. No other running back in history averaged more than 100. He retired in 1965, just before the Super Bowl era, but he took the Browns to their last NFL championship in 1964.
With an NFL championship and nothing more to accomplish, Brown walked away when he was just 29.
Number 2, Jerry Rice. Name a wide receiver record, and Jerry Rice probably holds it.
And if you look at his statistics, where he is, and where the number 2 and 3 and 4 guy are, it's amazing what he accomplished.
His unbelievable talent combined with his 20-year-long career means there's a good chance many of these records will never be broken. His career receiving yards record of 22,895 is miles ahead of the next closest player. So is his receiving touchdowns record of 197. He and Joe Montana were absolutely unstoppable together, and when Steve Young replaced Montana as quarterback for the Niners in 1991, Rice didn't miss a beat. The stats speak for themselves, but they don't tell you what a joy it was to watch Rice play. The ball came to him like he had magnets in his gloves, and once he started running, there was no point in chasing him.
When the games got bigger and the situations got tighter, Jerry Rice played his best football.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Tom Brady. You can love him or you can hate him, but you can't deny his greatness.
4 months prior to Super Bowl 36, Brady was still an unknown 6th-round draft pick. That all changed after he orchestrated a game-winning drive to complete one of the greatest upsets in Super Bowl history.
For years, fans and analysts debated whether Brady or coach Bill Belichick was responsible for the Patriots' massive success in the 2000s and 2010s. Then Brady went to Tampa Bay in 2020 and immediately won a Super Bowl, and the question was pretty much settled. After being drafted in the 6th round in 2000, Brady got his first start the following season in Week 3. He took the team on an 11-3 run and went to the Super Bowl, although they lost that year. During Brady's 18 years as the Pats starter, they made it to 9 Super Bowls and won 6 of them. If that's not greatness, nothing is.
I think what Tom's done over his career, just how consistent he's been and how many big games he's won, it's quite remarkable what he's done.
Who's your favorite NFL player of all time? Let us know in the comments below.